Top 10 Best Transmigration Manhwa with a Male MC 2026. What would you do if you suddenly woke up inside your favorite novel or game? At first, it might sound like a dream. But what if you weren't the hero? What if you became the villain, a useless noble, or a background character destined to die before the story even begins? That's exactly why transmigration manhwa has become one of the most popular genres. Watching ordinary people use their knowledge of the original story to change fate creates some of the most exciting, funniest, and smartest stories you'll ever read. Today, we're counting down the top 10 best transmigration manhwa with male main characters. This ranking is based on story quality, character development, world building, action, comedy, and overall enjoyment. And make sure you stay until the end because our number one pick isn't just the best transmigration manhwa, it's one of the greatest fantasy manhwa ever created. Now let's begin. Number 10, I Became the Tyrant of a Defense Game. Starting our list is I Became the Tyrant of a Defense Game. Imagine spending countless hours mastering one of the hardest strategy games ever made, only to wake up inside that very game. That's exactly what happens to our protagonist. Instead of controlling heroes from a screen, he becomes the prince responsible for defending humanity's last fortress against endless waves of terrifying monsters. Every decision matters, every battle comes with casualties, and one mistake could mean the destruction of an entire kingdom. Unlike many fantasy series where the main character quickly becomes overpowered, this story focuses on strategy, leadership, and sacrifice. The protagonist constantly has to make difficult choices, balancing limited resources while protecting the people who trust him. If you enjoy intelligent protagonists, emotional moments, and large-scale battles, this manhwa deserves a spot on your reading list. Number 9, The Extras Academy Survival Guide. Next up is the Extras Academy Survival Guide. Our protagonist suddenly wakes up inside his favorite game. But instead of becoming the legendary hero, he becomes an insignificant side character whose future is almost guaranteed to end in failure. Fortunately, he remembers everything about the game's story. Using that knowledge, he carefully avoids dangerous situations, trains in secret, and slowly changes his destiny without attracting unnecessary attention. What makes this series stand out is its focus on survival rather than power fantasy. Every decision has consequences, and even the smallest mistake could completely alter the future. Combined with an interesting academy setting, memorable characters, and excellent packing, it's an easy recommendation for fans of the genre. Number 8, The Novels Extra. At number 8, we have The Novels Extra. Imagine creating an entire fantasy world with your own imagination, only to wake up inside it. Unfortunately, the protagonist doesn't become the main hero. Instead, he finds himself as a minor extra with almost no importance to the original story. Knowing the future gives him an advantage, but things quickly begin to change in ways he never expected. As the timeline shifts, even the author himself can no longer predict what's coming next. With excellent character development, exciting academy arcs, supernatural action, and emotional storytelling, The Novels Extra remains one of the most beloved transmigration manhwa among fans. Number 7, Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint. Coming in at number 7 is the legendary Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint. Kim Dokja is the only person who finishes reading a web novel with more than 3,000 chapters. Then, without warning, that fictional story becomes reality. Since he knows every future event, hidden boss, powerful character, and secret ending, he becomes humanity's greatest advantage in a world that's rapidly falling apart. However, changing the future isn't as simple as following the original story. Every choice creates new possibilities, forcing him to adapt in ways even he couldn't predict. With breathtaking artwork, incredible world building, unforgettable characters, and some of the best action scenes in modern manhwa, it's easy to understand why this series is considered a masterpiece. Number 6, Pick Me Up Infinite Gacha. At number 6 is Pick Me Up Infinite Gacha. The world's strongest mobile game player suddenly wakes up inside the very game he dominated. But this time, he's no longer the player. He's one of the characters whose life depends on someone else's decisions. Every mission is deadly. Every victory feels earned. And every death is permanent. Unlike most fantasy stories where the protagonist overwhelms every enemy with raw power, this series focuses on teamwork, careful planning, and tactical combat. The emotional moments hit hard because every member of the team feels important. If you're looking for intense action mixed with excellent strategy, this manhwa won't disappoint. Number 5. Surviving the game as a barbarian. Halfway through our ranking is Surviving the Game as a Barbarian. After dying, the protagonist wakes up inside an incredibly difficult RPG. Unfortunately, he becomes a barbarian, a race known for overwhelming strength but limited intelligence. Thankfully, years of gaming experience give him knowledge that no one else possesses. Using clever strategies, quick thinking, and incredible determination, he fights through dangerous dungeons, impossible bosses, and terrifying monsters. The survival aspect keeps the tension high throughout the story, while the world building continues expanding with every new arc. It's one of the freshest fantasy manhwa currently available. Number 4. Trash of the Count's Family. At number 4 is the fan-favorite Trash of the Count's Family. The protagonist wakes up as Cal Henitus, a lazy noble destined for disaster. Instead of trying to become a legendary warrior, his only dream is to live a peaceful life filled with luxury and comfort. Of course, nothing ever goes according to plan. Every attempt to avoid trouble somehow places him at the center of world-changing events. What truly makes this series special is its brilliant use of intelligence over brute force. The comedy is fantastic, the supporting characters are unforgettable, and the emotional moments become stronger with every arc. It's one of those rare series that only gets better the longer you read. Number 3. The Demon Prince Goes to the Academy. Taking third place is The Demon Prince Goes to the Academy. A novelist suddenly wakes up inside the story he wrote. The problem? He becomes the final boss. Knowing that his original fate ends in tragedy, he enters the academy hoping to completely rewrite his destiny. Along the way, he forms friendships, faces powerful enemies, and uncovers secrets that even he never planned as the original author. The series combines comedy, romance, politics, mystery, academy life, and spectacular action into one unforgettable adventure. Every arc raises the stakes while continuing to develop both the protagonist and the supporting cast. Number 2. The Heavenly Demon Can't Live a Normal Life. Just missing the number 1 spot is The Heavenly Demon Can't Live a Normal Life. After reaching the absolute peak of martial arts, the legendary Heavenly Demon dies and awakens in the body of a weak noble. Everyone looks down on him. Everyone underestimates him. And every single one of them eventually regrets it. Using centuries of combat experience, unmatched confidence, and incredible leadership, he transforms himself from an ignored noble into one of the most terrifying figures in the kingdom. The fights are phenomenal, the political conflicts are engaging, and the protagonist's overwhelming presence makes every chapter exciting. It's easily one of the best power fantasy manhwa ever written. Number 1. The Greatest Estate Developer. Finally, the undisputed king of transmigration manhwa. The Greatest Estate Developer. Suho Kim, a civil engineering student, suddenly transmigrates into the body of Lloyd Frontera, a lazy noble whose future is nothing but failure. Instead of learning powerful magic or becoming an unbeatable swordsman, Lloyd uses modern engineering, architecture, economics, and business knowledge to completely transform his territory. He builds bridges, roads, dams, irrigation systems, and entire cities while solving problems no one else can. What truly separates this masterpiece from every other transmigration manhwa is its perfect balance of comedy, strategy, action, emotional storytelling, and world building. Lloyd's hilarious facial expressions have become legendary across the manhwa community, but behind all the comedy is one of the smartest protagonists you'll ever see. Every achievement feels meaningful because his goal isn't just becoming stronger, it's improving the lives of everyone around him. The artwork is fantastic. The packing is nearly flawless. The supporting cast is unforgettable. And every new chapter somehow becomes even better than the last. Whether you're new to Manhwa or a longtime fan, The Greatest Estate Developer is an absolute masterpiece and fully deserves the #1 spot. And that's my ranking of the top 10 best transmigration manhwa with male main characters. Did your favorite make the list? Or is there another amazing transmigration manhwa that deserves a spot? Let me know your own top 10 in the comments below. I read every comment and love checking out your recommendations. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more manhwa rankings, recommendations, and reviews. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.